Don't get caught out. You might think that you're on top of everything, everything's going smoothly, and then all of a sudden you need a backup of your website and you realize that the last time you made a backup was like 3 months ago, and that is a disaster. Well, there's a really easy way to stop that from happening. It is, of course, with an automatic backup, something that's just going to do it in the background and you don't have to worry about it. That is what I'm going to show you how to do today. We're going to do it in 4 really easy steps. Set up that automatic backup, and then I'm going to show you how to restore your website from that backup that you have created. So we're going to start here on our WordPress admin dashboard, and then the first thing we need to do is we need to get ourselves a plugin to help us out doing this, and the one we're going to be using is Duplicator right here. Now, I've been using Duplicator Lite so far, which is the free version of Duplicator that you can install from the WordPress plugins repository. However, in order to do this, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to get one of the paid Duplicator plugins. You can go for something like the basic one just here. It's $49.50 for the whole year. If you go and use the links down in the top pinned comment and in the description, because you can see we've got 50% off there, and what we're interested in is this right here, the scheduled backup. So you get that across all of the different paid options. That's what we're going to do. We're going to head back across to my admin dashboard, and we are just going to install Duplicator Pro. So to do that, we go to plugins and we're going to go to add new plugin just here. If you're looking for the free one, you can search for it just in this top right hand corner. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click here on Upload Plugin. Here, all we need to do is click on Choose File. And if you have got Duplicator Pro, you're going to have downloaded a zip file, this one here. And I'm just going to select that. Now, I don't want to unzip that. I don't want to do anything with it. I just want to select it and open. You can also just drag it into that area if you want. Now I've got that, I'm just going to install now, and then once it's installed, it will pop up with a screen where I will be able to activate this plugin, which is exactly what I want to do. There we have it, got the option, Activate Plugin. Just click there. That's going to drop you through to here, which is your Duplicator homepage. This is where all your backups are going to show up once you've made them. But what we need to do first is we need to head down to our Duplicator Pro in the sidebar here, and we're going to go into Tools. So what we're looking to do here is we're looking to create a template that we're going to use for all of our backups. It's really easy to do, and we're going to do it from here. So we're in Tools, and we're going to head across to Templates just here. Now you'll see that we have a default template here, and this is going to be fine for an awful lot of people. We can click on it, and essentially this is going to show you what the default template is, which is going to be the entire site. This is going to back up and save your whole WordPress site, which might sound ideal, but sometimes you don't want to actually back up absolutely everything, particularly if you've got a super large, super complicated site. There might be certain things that you want to leave off. So we can see here, we've got things like the backup. This is going to show you what components, and you can see it is the full site. You can choose database only, you can choose media only, or you can create a custom one where you choose exactly what components it is that you want to save. Now, for the purposes of what we're doing today, I would suggest we just leave that as it is, and we are going to go ahead with a full site backup. However, if we just pop back across into templates for a second, you can actually keep this default one and create a new one instead by just clicking on Add New here. Give it whatever name you would like, and then go through exactly that same process by choosing exactly what it is that you want to back up. As I say, let's stick with a full site backup today. The next step is deciding exactly where you want to store your backup. Now, by default, Duplicator is going to store it on a local server. That's completely fine. But personally, this is probably one of my favorite Duplicator features, you can actually set this up to send it out to places like Google Drive. You can send it to your OneDrive. There's all kinds of different options as to where you can back it up so it's available in the cloud. It's really easy to get hold of wherever you are. If you want to know exactly how to do that, then I will link to a video at the end of this one where you'll be able to find that out. Again, for today, we're going to leave this as backing up on the local server, and stick with me if you want to know how to send it to Google Drive or any other drive in the future. So we've got our plugin, we've decided what we're going to back up, and we've decided where we're going to back it up to. So step 4 is, of course, creating the actual backup. Some of you may have noticed that while you're here on the admin dashboard that it is incredibly obvious. We're going to go down here to schedule backups. You see we have no schedules available at the moment, so we're just going to go ahead here and add new. And this is a pretty straightforward procedure, so we're going to give it a name. Let's call it daily backup. You can set multiple of these for multiple different elements. For example, this is going to be a full site. We could have set just the database that we want to do maybe more or less regularly. I'm going to come across to our backup template, the one that we set up earlier or we looked at earlier, the default one. Storage, exactly what we spoke about as well. If you've set up your Google Drive or your Dropbox or something like this here, you can select that's where you want it to go. We're going to stick with default local for today. And this is where we're going to set when this backup's going to take place and how frequently. So we're going to set this up as a daily backup, so it's every day. Then we want to set the start time. Now you don't want to do what you might think, which is set it for a time when you have no website traffic. You actually need web traffic in order for the build to start. So I would, for example, set that for 9 a.m. because I know that's when my website has some traffic starting to come in. So that's when I'm going to set that, and I'm just going to go ahead and save the schedule. So that's saved. We want to make sure that this box down the bottom is ticked because that will keep that schedule running. And then we can head up here to the schedules list. And this is going to show us all of the schedules that we currently have available and are running. So we have the daily backup, which is going to default storage, that is going to run next on this particular day, and when it last ran. This is a really important piece of information so that you know when you last got this particular backup. So last run, obviously I've just set this up, so it has never ran, but it is active and going to work. You can also see here that you have a recovery available once you have done this particular backup. You're basically going to be able to click this and allow yourself to recover from this point. Do you need to run a daily backup? Well, it depends on your website. If you're running quite a high traffic WooCommerce site with lots of updates, then yeah, maybe you want to be running a daily backup. However, if you're running a fairly static site, no WooCommerce, not that many updates, then something every month might be absolutely fine. You need to tailor it to exactly what it is your website is doing. But of course, once you have these backups, it's important to know how to restore your website from them. And the best way to do that is by clicking this video right here, because I'll show you how to do it.